Welcome to the channel. So in this video, this person, Silly Billy, asked a question about predetermination and free will. He thinks that Allah has decided whatever we are going to do, so where is the free will? Let's hear the response given by One Message Foundation, Sheikh Uthman and Khalil. Let's watch the video.
I just wanted to get the question first. So your question, just so if I can paraphrase and understand, is how can Allah have predetermined what's going to happen and then us still have free will to make choices and be held accountable? Is that your question?
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's very easy. And again, this is why I always suggest people to study like actually with scholars and things, because this is a very like an ABC issue in Islam. So Allah is the most knowledgeable, meaning his knowledge does not increase or decrease. But that does not mean that he forces his creation to do good and evil. Okay? This is where your disconnect happens, because you're thinking from a very human perspective, meaning that if I, as a human being, will something on somebody, that means I force them, and that is the only way that I would know what they will do. That's the only way I would predetermine, is by forcing them. But that is not the concept with our Creator. Allah has knowledge of what will happen, what has happened, what is happening, what could have happened, what didn't happen. That is a perfect knowledge of Allah. He is the Creator. He is the one that made everything. He's above us in our intelligence and our knowledge. That does not mean, pay attention now, that does not mean you're like a robot that is carrying out certain orders, because you were given choices in certain things. Okay, you're with me? Certain things you're not. For example, you were born, I'm assuming, in Australia. You didn't have a choice in that. So Allah will not put you in heaven or hell or punish you for being born in Australia or America or Saudi or wherever else, because you had no choice. Whatever color eyes you have, whatever color hair you have, whatever health issues you have, whether you can see or not see at birth, none of those are your choices. So you will not be held accountable for that. In fact, if you're lacking any facility, meaning if you don't have the ability to pray standing, then Allah, out of his mercy, doesn't require that from you. And he forgives you and gives you the reward as if you did it that way. But then there are issues where you have a choice. You, Tom, Silly Billy, have a choice to either submit your will to your Creator, accept the evidences, and follow what he has ordained, or you have a choice not to, even when you see it to be true. There, you will be held accountable. Hold on, let me finish. There, you will be held accountable. Now, Allah knows before what's going to happen, but that is the knowledge of Allah. That doesn't mean he forces it. That doesn't mean that he makes you. This is the disconnect out of the human limited thought process that we have. Allah knows everything, but he doesn't force it. You will be held accountable for your choices that you had the free will to choose.
So can I do anything different to what Allah has written on his tablet?
Again, so this is where you're misunderstanding again. What Allah had written is from the knowledge of Allah. There is nothing new to the knowledge of Allah. That is
so
the knowledge of Allah.
I physically cannot do anything different to what he has written.
Let me finish. Again, because you're confusing force and foresight. Okay? I'll give you a very human concept just because I want to open your mind. Okay? I'm a father. You have 4 kids, you said. So you're a father. Sometimes your child is playing somewhere, doing something, and because of the limited amount of knowledge we have as parents, we know what's going to happen. We know playing on the edge, they're going to fall. We know they're going to start fighting with each other. Not that you force them, but from your limited knowledge, you know that's going to happen. So you tell them, hey, I know this is going to happen, stop, right? And even though they make the choice to continue playing or not, what you thought would happen happens because of your knowledge. Now, that's a very limited concept to us as humans, but you didn't force your child, right?
I would say that's
not happen.
I don't believe that that's a good analogy at all, because
if you pay attention to it.
But I'm not the creator, even though I've had
exactly.
a child.
That's the point. That's the point, that you are not the creator, but because you have a little bit of more experience and knowledge than the child, you know what that's going to end up in that situation because of your limited knowledge. Now, when you take the creator, That's a whole different level.
It is a whole different level.
You
So let's
cannot
talk about
compare the
responsibility for a
knowledge
second.
of Allah. You're not paying attention to the analogy. See,
Yeah,
you just want to debate now.
I think, Silly Billy, maybe like you just listen to what the Sheikh is saying. He's investing and putting time to try and explain to you. And Sheikh, after you, if you don't mind, I want to just add something on what you said. Similar.
Go ahead. No, I'm good. Look, the example is very clear. Anybody with an open mind and open heart that wants to accept it, it's very clear. Look, I'm giving you a very limited human example for a great concept, but Allah put these examples for us to see. As a parent, you know sometimes what's going to happen with your child because of your knowledge and experience, even though you are not all powerful like Allah. Right? But you know, I can tell you that if my son goes to this place with this person, it's going to be a fight. Right? I can just tell you from experience and knowledge and so on. Now, didn't force him, but he will make those choices. But I know because of my knowledge, right? This is a very human example. But now imagine the creator. He knows everything, but he doesn't force it. You have a choice. You have a choice to pray or not pray. You have a choice to fast or not fast. That is the greatness of Allah, that he knows what will happen. But it does not mean that he forces it on you.
Okay, now
Go ahead, Khalil.
my response to that.
Just, okay, so Bill, I just want to add the similar point, right? Think about a classroom, right? And there's a professor there, right? The professor has been doing this for 20, 30 years, right? PhD in the field. He's had tons of classes, graduates. He knows exactly the quality of the students. He's been with his students for about 8 months. He just knows that this person is an A student. This person, no matter what, is not going to pass C. They're not C+. They just don't know the subject matter. But he's not influenced you. Now, this is the point. This is the point, Silly Billy. You, as a student, well, for example, I'm a student. You're the teacher, right? You're telling me to study. You're giving me, think about it like God sending prophets and all, right? Messages. But what you're doing, you're telling me, look, you need to study, right? The finals are coming up. Now, it's up to me what I'm going to do. I can either play video games or I can study for the test. But because you know me for a while, right? For 8 months, and you've had typical, similar type of personalities and students, you get an idea. You could bring your specificity and sensitivity of the test will be about 98%. You're pretty sure this many people gonna pass. This kid's definitely getting an A. I just know this kid is an A. Why? Because their ethics. I'm not affecting him. Everyone, the whole class is getting the same message from me. Guys, study for your final. Guys, study for your final. But I'm observing as a professor and seeing these people, they put in the work. These people just have higher IQ, whatever you want. So the fact that the professor is predicting and getting a high specificity and sensitivity of his prediction, that doesn't mean he's altering the experiment. You have full choice to go either play video games or to study. But because of my experience as a professor, right, and wisdom, 30 years in the field, I'm able to make that prediction. And this is why experts even do the stock market and other things. They're not affecting the market, but they give in intellectual. No, this is the point. Now apply this to whom we call the most wise, all knowledgeable. So it's a very simple thing. Don't confuse things. It's like two different things. A matrix, one thing outside time and space, observing the experiment. That's it.
Yeah.
Clear.
Oh, that's okay. Well, no, I think that's both examples are logically flawed. To be honest, I think that
what's the flaw? What's the flaw?
I know what he's coming from.
The flaw is that the teacher is not the creator. The teacher has not the test. So we take a look at say that.
I think the teacher did write the test, right?
The
he
teacher
teaches the class. He's in control of the classroom.
Yes, but he didn't create the students, and he doesn't know every single thought.
Well, I can't give another example because we don't have another example of an entity creating things.
But that was the exact point. That these are human examples of concepts. Now you have to take it up to a creator level. But you do understand what Khalil is saying, right? Do you understand the concept or no?
But I understand what he's saying, but I feel that it's completely illogical when you take a look at God as all-knowing, all-powerful, right? He is not the teacher. He is the creator. So
we know that
exactly.
Yeah, so he's created this test, right? Which is redundant because he knows the result of the test. So
no.
How does he? One second.
So again, this is the problem, right? So Khalil said a beautiful example about his class.
How does he know the result of the test?
When that teacher sits in that class and through his knowledge and experience, the limited human knowledge and experience, knows the student's going to fail, is it redundant for him to give the test to the student? Thank you.
No, I don't believe it's redundant for him to give the test to the student. But
Exactly.
he's not God. He's not God.
He's
So-
not. That's not the
I believe that
That's the whole point. Wait, Billy, silly Billy. That is the whole point, because we don't have gods like Zeus and I don't know what. And if you look, see, this is Zeus and this is another god. This is Thor. This is we believe there's only one God, one founder, one initiator, right? So since there is no other entity like him, His Majesty, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, we're giving you a ridiculous human-like example, like it's called an analogy. Now use your intellect, an IQ, which you claimed, to try to arrive to apply the same principle to someone who has unlimited knowledge.
So allow me to do this then. If I what I think
You're
would be-
asking me, this is what I'm saying, but think about this. You're asking me, you're saying the teacher is not God. So you're saying to me, you have to give me another God. Well, I can't, because there's only one God.
Well, no, I'll give you an analogy which I feel is a bit more
Before you go into
accurate.
verification mode, silly Billy, do you understand what Khalil and my example demonstrated? Do you understand that the teacher knows the outcome to a certainty due to experience and knowledge, even though it's limited, without forcing the outcome? Do you understand that concept?
I do.
Okay.
But where
So
I
now
think
just
that
take that.
analogy
Hold on. Take a deep breath. Relax. So you do understand that concept exists, where you can know what will happen without forcing it.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay. Now take that to a greater level, right? Meaning Allah knows what will happen, but Allah does not force it upon you. That's it.
Well, this is
Your
where I
whole thing is
actually
done.
feel.
Alright, this person silly is not being sincere. They explained everything in a very easy way. Even a 7-year-old child will understand what they are saying. Maybe he needs some time to understand what they're saying and watch the video again. I think it's enough for today. I'll see you again in the next video.